Good morning, Diane in Denmark here. Do not adjust your sets. It's still dark here. I'll put on the lights a minute because otherwise you're not going to see anything. But as usual, every day the month of December we have breakfast by candlelight, and we are on to day 14. See that on the other calendar candle that we've got going. Anyway, let me just switch on the lights because otherwise we will be sitting here in darkness. But I just wanted to make the point. I've just put a wee light there, the one that's over the stove and the oven. I just wanted to make a little point here that hold on, cutting off the top of my head this morning as well. There we are, off with our head. There we are. I just wanted to make a little point today that December in Flylady land is the month of looking after you, self-care, pamper time, me time, downtime, hygge time, whatever you want to call it. We're just concentrating on looking after you. Now, as I've said before, you don't need to, go off to the spa for the day and go away for a weekend with girlfriends and be spending a lot of money. All it is just taking 5 or 10 minutes every day. Set your timer if you need to. I mean, I used to set my timer in the beginning because I was kind of anxious to get onto other things. And we've got to really stop that mindset of, oh, I just need to do this and I just need to do that and put in the laundry and make the dinner and fold the clothes and, get rid of all the papers on my desk. We've really got to stop that thinking and just take 10 or 15 minutes for ourselves. You know the old thing, recharge the batteries. If something doesn't work, you pull out the plug and you put the plug back in again. It's the same with you. You've got to pull out that plug sometimes, just, deflate, recharge for 10 or 15 minutes, and then you can get back to it. And, when you go back to stuff, then you're always, you're kind of revived and you've got more energy, you're more creative. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update of what I do to recharge me. Hold on, let me take off my scarf. I'm going to be wearing this scarf when I go out today. I've got a wee bit of sparkle going because it is Christmas. But actually in here in the mornings, I've got the dishwasher running and we've got the floor heating in here and the candles going, so it is quite warm. Right. I told you about, was it the beginning of December, that I've been, you know me, I love to read. I love cozy crimes. I don't read anything dark. I don't mind kind of dark films and dark TV series, though I love action films and action comedies. That's my favourite. But when I go to bed at night, I love to read a couple of chapters of a book. No, hold on, let me put it down this way and then we'll get to the stack of books. And I love to read something kind of light, nothing that's going to be too kind of dreary and leave me with bad dreams. Now, hold on, we'll just move Nis and Niels. There we are. Nis and Niels is feeling very perky this morning. Oh, look at that. He's feeling very perky with his little hat. Put you over there, Niels. There we go. Along with his little friend, the reindeer. So I like to read cozy crimes, and I mentioned to you, it must have been at the end of November, that when we get into the festive period, I love to read Christmas themed mysteries, and you asked about that. I showed you before some of the ones that I got from the library, and I'll tell you where I'm at. I got this one which is called Murder for Christmas, and there are 25 stories in it by different authors. There's Woody Allen, there's Agatha Christie, Thomas Hardy, G.K. Chesterton, who writes, Father Brown, and Guy O'Marsh, Georges Simenon. I mean, there's all different crimes here. It's not a bad book, but it's a bit of a kind of mixed bag of things. So anyway, I've been reading like one of those a day or every second day. So that wasn't bad. And one of my favourite things to read is Agatha Christie at Christmas, especially the Christmas ones. And she has two, let me see if I can find the other one, yeah. Now there are several Agatha Christie Christmas ones. There is like a whole novel which is Hercule Poirot's Christmas. And I've read this one several times, and the good thing with Agatha Christie is there are so many characters, and I've read all of her books several times over, that I can't always remember who did it. So I'm always kind of, oh yeah, I should have remembered that. Anyway, that's a really good one. it's a bit over the top. It's not like her normal plots, but anyway, it's a good fun read, especially as it's Christmas. And the other one is, and it's in a collection of Agatha Christie stories. Now let me get the name right, because I think it is The Mystery of the Christmas Pudding, and it also goes by the name of The Mystery of the Plum Pudding. So it has different names, and that's like a short story, and that's a really that's a really fun one as well. So that good old Agatha. And of course I've had other books from the library which are not reading, which are not novels, but like the one that you saw I had over with me at Vivica's house about paper folding and stuff like that. And on the non-Christmas ones, because a lot of you ask me what I'm reading, I've mentioned to you that I love any kind of cosy crimes. I love Andrea Camilleri, who writes Inspector Montalbano, and I've got the latest Montalbano for my Christmas, which I ordered back in August, and it's downstairs, and the kids have wrapped it for my Christmas, and I'll be like, oh, so I can't wait to get that one. It's not a Christmas story, but I love Inspector Montalbano, and you've got Sicily, and you've got the good food and the good weather, which is like 100 miles from here, and the dark, short days. And the other, I've got two other authors that I really love. I love Simon Brett, who's a British author, and he writes various series. And on the iPad at the moment, I managed to download one. I've mentioned to you, Danish libraries are fantastic. We pay high taxes in Denmark, but we get a lot. That we've got a really good level of care for the elderly and hospitals and fantastic libraries. And from the library, I got a digital download of Simon Brett's latest offering, which, if I remember rightly, is called The Liar in the Library. All his books are called, The Bones Underneath the Beach Hut, The Strangling on the Stage. They've got the alliteration going. So I'm really enjoying reading that, and I'm trying not to read it too fast, because Simon Brett's books are fairly short, but those are always fun. So I'm reading that at the moment. And, sorry, hold on, that's the dishwasher. Let me just switch that off. That's the end of my morning routine. And I'll just let it open and dry off, and then when I upload this video I can get that reset the table for dinner. And the other author I discovered recently was a lady called Ellie Griffiths, and she writes two series. One of them is about an archaeologist in England who always gets caught up in some kind of murder going on, and then she's got another series set just after the war. And I'm enjoying both of those series. They're both completely different. And I was at the library the other day, and two of the books I'd ordered from the library by Ellie Griffiths have turned up. So there's those ones. And I'm going to the library this weekend because another author that I love, Kigo Higashino, who is a Japanese writer, one that I haven't read of him, that has also turned up for me. Woohoo! So I've almost got kind of too many books to read right now, but not really. So I'll go and pick up that. I love Kigo Higashino, and I'll try and put a link to him in the information for the video. I just love his writing. It's very kind of clean, and of course now, since I've been in Tokyo a couple of times, I really get the atmosphere of things, so I love him. And the other thing is that I picked up from the library the other day when I was picking up the Ellie Griffiths books. This is the one that I pulled off the shelf, which is Anne Perry. Now, I've read several of hers, and to be honest, I can't remember if I've read this one before, but it's A Christmas Message. And I think I started this one before, and it wasn't really Christmassy, and to be honest, I can't remember. And it was last year, and I thought, it says it's called A Christmas Message, and as far as I remember, it wasn't very Christmassy at all, and I stopped reading it. So anyway, I'll have another look at that. So you don't need to be reading books to pamper yourself, but maybe you want to do a Sudoku, maybe sit down and do a Sudoku every day. Maybe you want to just sit down with a cup of coffee, switch off all the lights at home, and enjoy some candles. I mentioned on Instagram that my anti-procrastination task for Wednesday was to bring the Christmas tree. Remember, it's been outside in the shed. So I brought that in on a Wednesday and we put the lights on it, and tonight I'm going to decorate it with my DD16 and my DS18. My husband is out to a work's Christmas lunch, as they call it in Danish, julefrokost, but it's actually, you know, it's in the evening, but in Danish you call it julefrokost, which means Christmas lunch. So he's going to be out to that, and I think I'm going to decorate the tree, or basically let the kids do it. But at the moment, you know, it's just nice to sit and see the tree with the lights on, all the lights off in the house, and just sit and enjoy the tree for 10 or 15 minutes. So please take some time for yourself. Maybe you want to meet up with a friend that you haven't seen for a long time. I met up with my friend Anne-Marie, who's Danish, and we had lunch yesterday in town. And I videoed when I was in town yesterday because I went to see the Christmas tables at Royal Copenhagen. And this year, actually, they were really good. Sometimes they're a bit disappointing. This year, one of them was fantastic. Anyway, I won't go into that now. I'll try and put the video together at the weekend to give you an extra video. I'm just saying I should have been doing a Vlogmas this year because everything seems to be Christmas themed. Anyway, take some time for yourselves today. Just, you know, whatever floats your boat, get your pamper basket out. Remember, we made a pamper basket. Just use what you've got and get, you know, if somebody has given you some nice perfume or some hand cream, start using it. Don't wait for the special occasion. Every day is a special occasion, okay? So anyway, I'm not going to bang on about that any longer. I'm going to get my dishwasher emptied because you've got to keep going with these routines, your morning routine and your evening routine at this time of year, because there's a lot going on. Don't worry so much about detailed cleaning, you know, the zone work. As long as you can keep your routines going and your weekly home blessing hour, all will be well. So anyway, have a fantastic day. I'm going to put these books back next door, get on with my day, and I shall see you on Instagram. And what more is there to say except live long and prosper. May the Danish Hygge be with you. Can you feel that coming your way? There you go. Hygge coming in, and I'll probably see you over the weekend. Okay, bye for now.